The only thing. No, it's an excellent thing.
Is that it?
Yeah, for that slot.
You'll need to.
So the great one. I didn't want to do that. In front of them.
Do you need anything here?
Same boat. Call to order the regular council meeting for the town of Evansville. Have a roll call, please.
Mayor Chad Edwards.
Here.
Councilmember Joe Canoa.
Here.
Councilmember Candace Machado.
Here.
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 Motion to approve the agenda.
I have a motion to
Oh.
approve the agenda with the deletion of item number 3, the bid award for the 2022 or newer half-ton truck for the fire department. He wants to look it over for a couple more weeks and then we'll place it on the next agenda for approval.
I'll motion it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item 1, the consent agenda. Approval of the minutes for the regular and executive session on May 9th, 2022, and work session on May 16th, 2022. Approval of business licenses for 5150 Roofing and Exteriors, Arizona Machinery, Bushnell Custom Hardwoods, Preferred Fire Protection, Skyline Construction, Spectre Electric, and TA Truck Service, and approval of bills. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Number 2, Logan and Simpson Comprehensive Plan Update.
All right, good evening. My name is Melissa Ruth, part of the Logan Simpson consultant team working on the comprehensive plan update. Everybody should have a quick packet. It's a couple of background slides and most of it is up on the website. If anyone wants a copy, there's a whole stack of them here. So I wanted to run through just a little bit of background information. I know y'all have a very busy agenda, so I won't take too much of your time. But I wanted to give just a little bit of background on what a comprehensive plan is. So you do have an existing comprehensive plan. It was adopted in 2005, but the comprehensive plan is the primary planning document for the city. So it's the roadmap that combines the community's ideas and values to determine how and where the town wants to grow over the next 20 years. It's a long-term vision and a guiding strategy, and it shapes decisions related to new development, redevelopment, programs, and services. It's also kind of your basis for getting funding for specific projects. So when you put an item in the comprehensive plan as an action or a goal, that's how you can get funding from the state for those items. Process and timeline. So we're looking at about a 10-month timeline. We started in April with the plan assessment and kind of draft outline. We do have a steering committee that we're meeting with a few times. And then we have an open house, which is what you're seeing up on the board coming into town on August or on the 22nd. So next week, next Wednesday, we'll be giving kind of it'll be an open house format. So we'll be talking about kind of the process, but there won't be a formal presentation. We'll have boards up for people to look at, kind of walk around, ask us questions. And we also have an online questionnaire up on the town's website. So if anyone hasn't taken it, please take it. It's also the QR code that is on the front door, that little flyer. It's a quick survey. It should only take you 10 minutes or so. And then through the summer, kind of drafting the plan, looking at opportunities workshops, implementation strategies, and then looking to have a draft of the document early fall, and then going through some more public comment at that point, and then plan adoption hearings November and December. So quick turnaround. But that timeline is dictated by the funding source. So it is quick, but we should be able to do it. Any questions on any of that so far? I know that's a lot of information. Okay. Our public engagement process, we're looking at we have a bunch of different methods planned to get public engagement. So we do have information up on the town's website, including an online questionnaire. We'll be hosting a couple community events. And then, like I said, we have the steering committee, which is made up of quite a few members to get their feedback on some specific items. So they'll be kind of our sounding board throughout the process, kind of gut checking a lot of the goals and policies and document before it goes out to the public to make sure we're not stepping on any toes. And then we do have information out through some of the news channels and some other ways to try and get people to engage in the process. Okay, so I am going to stop talking and ask you all a few questions, and then I'll let you kind of get on with your night. So the steering committee will know these questions, but what are the big issues and opportunities that you hope to address with this plan?
You asked for a response.
I am.
I provided my response to our steering committee. Anybody want to chime in?
I think personally that it will be nice to kind of see what the plan is as far as going forward, what areas we choose to move to expand as far as housing and different options that we can do as a town to make it better for the people and do what's best for the citizens of Evansville.
I promise I don't bite.
I'm just thinking more of a community focus.
Okay.
Making sure that the plan moving forward has a community focus to it. Because that's in line with the vision of everything that we've been talking about for the last year.
Okay.
Is how can we build up the community? What can we bring to the community in order to make it better? So I'd like to see more of a community focus with the plan, however it proceeds forward.
Okay. All right. And if you guys think of anything, there is the questionnaire online that has some of the similar questions, so you can type out some responses. And that,
On the town of Evansville? Okay.
yeah, it's one of those first links. And then it's the QR code up there. And then we'll have the link it's just right on the town's website. So visioning, I'm almost there, I promise. Visioning is kind of the process of defining what the community wants. So this is looking kind of into the future. What do you want Evansville to look like? The town of Evansville does have a vision statement. It is long. It is a paragraph, and it is on like the second to third to last slide. We are working internally on revising that, kind of condensing it down, and then we'll bring that back to the steering committee just to make it a little bit more clear, a little bit more concise. I did highlight some of kind of the key things that or words that we saw, and then through our first steering committee meeting, those are actually all of the words that I think one of the steering committee members used each of these words at least once. So small town values, closeness, local communication and participation, physical appearance, balanced growth, support of established businesses, creating new opportunities, and then adequate and safe housing. So before we start to work through this vision statement, are there any kind of keywords or aspects that you think are missing from those that list of those terms, words?
Those are the words, yeah. I don't have any other words. My opinion on it.
Okay.
Well, for example, so maybe project, one of the things that made a lot of the community members, like especially on the surveys, they may get a lot of responses that they say, we really have a lack of recreational activities for kids within a certain range. You know, things like that. A lot of communities that you see will really bring out some things you never thought about. It's like, we really want this, or this, or this, and so you'll start seeing that. That's why those surveys are so important. So if you know people that are living here, your neighbors and stuff, be taking a survey, because that's what they're gonna basically use as the ground to kind of channel everything. It's super important to get everybody's community involved in that survey, because that's what the plan is really gonna be trying to do, is look at where all those weaknesses, or maybe there's some strengths, continue on those things. So it's super important. That survey is especially important.
There's another plug for the survey. I'll plug the survey like 3 or 4 more times before I'm done talking. And then we are doing stakeholder interviews. So I've called and kind of talked to quite a few people in the community. I think I have 3 more to talk to this week. So if you know of anybody who you think is really involved in the community or has kind of a unique perspective, or someone that we should talk to, including any of yourselves, happy to sit down and talk to you for about 20, 30 minutes of kind of what do you love? What do you want to change? What are some of the issues that you see moving forward? So yeah, as Scott said, the questionnaire is really the basis for kind of what we do. We've gone through and we've done an audit of the existing plan and looked at kind of what's been completed, you know, the goals, policies, action items that y'all have completed, and there's a lot of them. But also what's no longer relevant, or what do we need to kind of carry forward or amplify? And we really look to the community to tell us some of those things as well, because I'm not here every day, but y'all are. So I'm looking to you to tell me what needs to be improved. What are the issues? You know, do you have trouble getting food, or, you know, is it hard to go to a grocery store? Is fire and EMS an issue? Do the roads need to be repaired? Is there a lack of housing? Things like that. But, you know, you guys are here every day. So I look to not just you all, but the rest of the community to provide me that feedback. And if you want to take the questionnaire a different way, I'm sure we can kind of figure out, I can walk through the questions with you over the phone. You can write your answers down. You can email them to me. You can mail them to me, however you want to do it. We're happy to take that feedback. So the last question that I have for you all, I've already kind of walked through the next steps, is what do you love about Evansville? And what would you change or improve over the next 20 years? 2 questions.
You know, I like the being a community-based, where community comes together, fire and police, patrolling around. Definitely it's a community oriented town, which that's one of the main reasons why I moved to Evansville.
I would definitely second that. I moved here as a young mom by myself with 2 kids, and then had a third. We moved out and we went looking for a house, and I knew that I wanted to come back to Evansville. I know my neighbors know me. If, somebody's going out of town, a lot of them call me the neighborhood watch because I know about almost everything going on our half of the street. I definitely like that with our fire EMS. I love how we have the little parades that go around in our town. I love how Chief Thompson and any of the officers will wave if they have a sticker or a sucker. I mean, I have a lot of foster kids, so a lot of times it's nice for them to be able to see an officer or a fireman who's not taking mommy or daddy to jail. They're just waving, hey, how you doing? Or, it's very nice. It's nice to be able to be outside, and I watch the neighbors' kids, or if I notice anything going on, I pretty much know. One of the things that I would change personally, I think a lot of us would change, as well as the town, is the drainage system. I mean, it's the other day I can tell you when the firemen wash their trucks because you see soap going all the way down the road. You know what I mean? And it makes me wonder. One of the things I don't like when it rains or snows, there's a puddle of water in front of my house forever and ever, and then there's ice. One year my daughter fell and got a concussion in our own driveway. Just it's just something that I would revamp is the drainage system. I mean, I know that we're a smaller town, but I would have done it much more like Casper, how there's the drainage at each corner.
What you're saying right there, that's exactly what the plan, and then 100% grant, and put it toward the
So I mean, yeah, that's just the things that every year I get grumpy about. But I mean, I don't know. I just think it's just me complaining.
Probably not. I can tell you I've done a lot of these plans, and if one person has a feeling of something like that that's a health safety issue, you're probably not the only one who's noticed it.
Can we change the mosquitoes?
I don't have that power. I really wish I did.
That would be, yes, that would be something I would thoroughly want to change. Granted, I don't think that there's an action plan to go with that, but I would thoroughly like to figure it out because I think that would be helpful.
That one I can't do anything about. Where do you live?
Peaceful. It's
Peaceful.
peaceful.
Okay.
I mean, I can't speak for every single area
Mhm.
in Evansville, obviously, but it's peaceful. I've lived in Evansville since 2015, but I grew up here as a small child as well, and it's always been peaceful to me. Especially my street. My street's very quiet.
Okay. Any other improvements you can think of off the top of your head? Things you want to change, see more of, see less of? No? Everything's amazing? No changes needed ever?
Oh no, we need to fix the drainage system.
Okay, we got to fix the drainage system.
We've got to do that.
Okay. Alrighty.
Maybe more affordable housing.
Here's a good one.
I mean, I we have the apartments and things, but maybe, sometimes it's always nice to revamp and get newer stuff.
Well, there's a lot more apartment complexes in Casper.
Well, I know, however,
Even in Mills,
yeah.
it's like-
However, I don't want to be in Casper and Mills. I want to be in Evansville.
Sometimes you see that yeah.
It doesn't have to be the 3-story tall. I mean, there used to be some over like on Elma, the one level, and more like elderly stuff for people who are in handicap or, Mm-hmm. I mean, it'd be perfect. I mean, it's quiet, it's small. We all are willing to help our community, help other people. So I don't mind going to the store, taking some money. Hey, you need some help?
Any specific types of units you're looking at? Apartments or just the whole spectrum of apartments, homes, duplexes?
I would probably say, because I know that we do have a lot of people who are older. I mean, some people like more income based or fixed income, because a lot of the older people and people who are handicapped are on a fixed income. So it has, something like that. Single level. It has handicap accessible, obviously, as well as like with the low income. I like the setup that they had over there. The apartments are like Elma. I can't think of the other streets over, but they're some of them like the, you know what I'm talking about? Like they have like two. That's not up a million, but it's not much. And I know that we're small and stuff like that, but I still feel like we could offer a lot to our community.
Anybody else? Okay. So that's kind of the end of what I had. Like I said, I would try to be brief. We do have ongoing stakeholder interviews, so these are about a half-hour conversation. I've got pretty much the same questions I just asked you all, but one-on-one, then I can make you answer them a little more in depth. I am conducting those about for the next couple of weeks. So if you know of anyone who you do want me to speak with, or who has a great perspective or maybe something a little different, please let me know. Janelle has my contact information. You can send me an email and give me a call, and I'll be happy to talk to him. And then we do have our open house next week on the 22nd from 5:30 to 7. That will be here. And like I said, we'll have boards up. So we'll have fun activities for people to provide their input. I will force you to provide your input if you come, because I would like it. And then, will there be pie?
Is it here or is it in the community center?
It's at the community center. My bad. So yeah, that will be at the community center from 5:30 to 7. I promise it will be fun. You don't have to stay for the whole hour and a half. You can come by for like 10, 15 minutes. And then my team and I will be there to answer questions or take comments or anything that may come up. So I'll stand for any questions.
I would be available to talk to you one-to-one if you'd like to.
I would love to. Okay. I'll shoot you an email. Anybody else want to talk to me one-on-one? I promise I don't bite. I promise.
I know.
No, I think each one of us, I can't speak for each one of us, but I think everyone in this would probably want to talk to you, or at least give that one-on-one. I know I would be one to do that. More one-on-one. Try a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Any other questions? No?
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All righty. Thank you all.
Moving 3, item number 4, the bid award for the 2022 for newer compact roller.
Mr. Mayor, Council, the town of Evansville advertised for a 2022 or newer compact roller. We did receive one bid from Tri-State, and that bid came in at $54,145. That came in a little higher than it was anticipated. So we would ask that the bid be rejected, and at some point we will re-advertise.
Any questions? A motion to reject all bids.
I motion to reject it.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that one.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item 5, appointment of the Metropolitan Planning Organization Citizen Committee Member.
Mr. Mayor, Council, brought before you tonight is the appointment of the Metropolitan Planning Organization Citizen Committee member. This member will meet with the Metropolitan Planning Organization. They meet every 2 months. And Shane and Robert both sit on the technical committee. The mayor sits on the policy committee. And we are just looking for somebody to sit on the citizen committee. I reached out to Walt Behrens, and he graciously accepted that. And so I would just need an appointment to have him serve as a citizen of the NPO.
Or motion to appoint Walt to the Citizen Committee? Have a second?
I'll second that one.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate your
Thank you all.
putting your time in. Item 6, approval of the catering permit for Hooch's Bar and Grill Summer Hits at Hat 6 event.
Mr. Mayor, council brought before you tonight is approval of a catering permit for the Hooch's Bar and Grill is wanting to have the event called the Summer Hits at Hat 6. It is going to be scheduled for June 25th, 2002 from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. They are also, we've got a couple of food trucks that are applying for permits to serve out there as well. And so this is just brought before you tonight for approval.
Do I have a motion to approve the catering permit?
I'll motion.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item 7, approval of Evansville Fire EMS Scholarship Program.
Mr. Mayor, council brought before you tonight is a fire EMS scholarship program. This is the fire chief. Mark Cornett was here, I believe, back in February and spoke to you guys about this program. Town attorney Leah Scott, I believe, has been involved with the terms and conditions of this contract, and fire chief Leo Molson is here tonight if you have any questions. And we're just looking for approval on this internship program.
Have any questions for the chief on the scholarship program? A motion to approve the scholarship program.
I'll motion that.
Have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item 8, ordinance number 3, 2022 for the fiscal year 2021 to 2022 budget amendment.
Mr. Mayor and council brought before you tonight is ordinance number 3-2022. This is an ordinance providing for the amendment of the annual budget of the town of Evansville, Wyoming from July 1, 2021 through June 30th, 2022. Section 1, the following sums of money are anticipated as revenue for the general fund, enterprise fund, capital improvement fund, debt service, and trust and agency fund, June 30th, 2022. General fund, the grand total is $7,059,836. Enterprise fund grand total is $4,066,558. Capital improvement fund grand total is $3,194,857. Section 2, there is hereby appropriated for expenditures from the general fund. The grand total is $4,073,777. Section 3, there is hereby appropriated for expenditures from the enterprise fund. The grand total is $1,551,834. Section 4, there is hereby appropriated for expenditure from the capital fund. Grand total is $27,817. Ordinance 3-2022 is brought before you tonight on first reading.
Do I have any questions about the budget amendment? No? Do I have a motion to approve ordinance number 3-2022?
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 9, ordinance 4-2022, fiscal year budget for 2022 to 2023.
Mr. Mayor and council brought before you tonight is ordinance 4-2022. This is an ordinance appropriating the amount of money necessary to defray all expenses and liabilities of the town of Evansville for fiscal year July 1, 2022 through June 30th, 2023. General fund, the section 1 general fund, the grand total is $7,856,55. Enterprise fund, $4,142,538. Capital improvement fund, $2,280,718. Section 2, there is hereby appropriated for expenditures from the general fund. The grand total is $4,309,792. Section 3, there is hereby appropriated for expenditure from the enterprise fund. The grand total is $1,548,411. Section 4, there is hereby appropriated for expenditures from the capital improvement fund. Grand total is $93,000. This ordinance is brought before you tonight on first reading.
I would like to add that for the second year in a row, we are proposing a balanced budget. Not only is this budget balanced, but it has a revenue excess. As discussed in the budget meetings, this includes a 2% raise for all town employees. Additionally, it is a 4% raise for the hourly employees, hourly on-call employees in the fire department, as well as increases the price per call that the volunteer fire department members receive. So with that all included, that's about a $70,000 expense in this budget. That leaves the town with $132,135 in excess anticipated revenue. Have any questions on the 2022-2023 budget? Motion to approve ordinance number 4, 2022.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item 10, special council meeting June 20th, 2022 for the public hearing on the 2020-21 budget amendment and the fiscal year 2022 to 23 budget and
And
approval.
that should be, I'm sorry, that should be 2021-2022 budget amendment.
Caught me off guard for a second, but I read it as it was. So let me do that again. Special meeting June 20th for the public hearing on fiscal year 2021 to 2022 budget amendment and fiscal year 2022 to 23 budget and approval. Do I have a motion to approve the special council meeting on June 20th?
I'll motion that.
I second.
All those in favor? All right. Item 11, public comments. How many public comments this evening?
I have public comments.
Absolutely.
I have two. So I just wanted to give an update. So for the 100-year celebration, we have had some citizens come out for 2 meetings so far, and we have selected the dates for the 100-year celebration. And our esteemed chiefs of the fire department and the police department have humbly assisted me in additional fun. Not going to give it all away just yet, but we have a theme and we have a plan and we have citizens involved. And so, if anybody else out there that's listening would like to join in, and we can use all the hands that we can get, although we are about a year out, there's still time to get involved, folks. So please reach out because we would love more assistance and more help with that. So it's going to be quite the event, or I should say quite the 2 events, I should say. The other thing is the community garden. So we have an esteemed citizen from the community that is going to slightly assist a little bit. So Robert, where are you at, Robert? Yes, hello, Robert. So our public works director, he's been working very diligently to get us a community garden sign. And so we finally got the community garden sign, and we are potentially looking at making some headway and some plans on trying to get the community garden going. And so, Robert, can you give us an update for the citizens on where we're at with everything?
As it sits right now, we have some beds in place that are self-irrigating with some Mr. Sprinkler heads. We're looking at watering possibly once a day, 15, 20 minutes. And we're hoping that the citizens will help maintain said planter boxes. And what I have left to get is some small fencing and things of that nature to help keep the smaller critters from getting into your vegetables and that.
What soil did you use? Because I'm gonna be coming down and help plant. What soil did you use to fill the boxes?
So we've got compost pile that we've been collecting throughout the years from our parks, and that is what was placed into the box.
Okay. Did you mend it other than just the compost?
Just the compost.
Just compost.
And so, Robert, are we thinking from you and I's conversations back and forth, are we thinking that the fencing around there might be done sometime next week?
It might be, it depends on what we got going on for the rest of the remainder of this week. we've fallen a little bit behind on some of our maintenance tasks for this year. And once we get caught up on that, I hope to get started on some other projects that we got going. And yes, it's, if not this week, it will be definitely done next.
So will I need to mend the soil then, or do I need to give him a list of things so he can mend the soil to get it ready? Because just compost isn't enough. So,
Either or would be fine with me.
okay. And I mean, it's, because it's only those 3 beds, there's like 6x8s.
Yeah.
They're about, that's what the size is, correct? Just those 3?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, those are small enough beds that those are easily, we can mend them by hand. Or did you guys have, how deep are the beds now? They're 8 inches?
Approximately, yes.
About that. Now, do you guys have a small rototill, or should we just till by hand?
It'd probably be best to do by hand. We do not have a
You don't
smaller.
have a smaller till?
No.
Okay, I'm not bringing mine.
So we're looking at moving forward with the community garden beds. And it seems like we have mostly everything starting to get lined out with all of that.
Are you intending a planting day or?
So we are potentially, we're gonna have to look within the next, I would say probably the next week, 2 weeks. Mhm.
So the original, the town had put in the money to build the beds. There was no specific budget for it. The town put the beds in and we budgeted and spent the money to build the beds. There was no specific budget for planting or anything like that in them. I do know, I was just going to mention that if there's something needed or something like that, I know myself would be happy to donate to help get those things started. So I'm sure if there are specific needs that go beyond means, that we'll find a way to make it happen.
Well, it's just one of those, obviously, next year, we plan our own seeds of like starting our own kind of things, is much, much cheaper than buying it. Every tomato plant is gonna be $5. Any type of plant is $5 to $10. It's one of those, is quite a bit, but say, replanting next year of just starting our own seeds is a lot cheaper.
Absolutely.
But there's also things that we can still plant, which is beans, and carrots, and all those things are pretty cheap and easy to try to do.
Well, I, for one, am willing to help and donate. So please let me know and I'll be happy to help get some plants in the ground.
Saturday morning, 'cause
Yes.
my ginger does not do well, it's not, early morning.
I agree. So please keep us informed. I'd be happy to jump in and help out, and I'll volunteer my wife as well. So not this weekend. No, the community garage sales this weekend. So also with the celebration, did you have those events firm or the dates firmed up?
We do. We do have
Could you
the dates.
announce them?
Yeah, we can, absolutely. I won't give you all the details though.
I would say just, I mean, at least so people can plan.
Oh, no, that's just fine. I'm grabbing the calendar right now. Okay, so we have the first happening on May 15th, and that's actually on the 100 years. Janelle, correct me if I'm wrong. That is going to be the first event, and the esteemed chiefs back there will be assisting with that one. I've confirmed with both of them, yes. And then the second event we had looked at June 24th. And that was on a Saturday, and it's going to be from 2 to 8. And the event on May 15th is going to be from 5:30 to 7:30. I'm looking at you, sir, just so you can clarify and confirm with me that I have my times right. That's the times you gave me. Yeah, the both of yous. I've got it written down. If the times have changed, you need to tell me. But that's the times that they confirmed with me not too long ago. Janelle, you are my witness. Yes, see, Janelle was my witness on that one. So we are moving full steam ahead with everything.
Very exciting. We look forward to it, and thanks everybody for their hard work and putting these things together. So,
I have a public comment. If any of you guys missed the day, I just want to tell you guys, if you missed the cleanup day, it was an amazing because I was out there with pneumonia and all, and let me tell you what we gave. We put in our also. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but as you've gone out towards Sunny's or on that street, you know, the main street that goes that way. It's a lot cleaner. There's I've driven down it a couple times and looked, and I just want you to know that there's a lot of cleanup there. As where was your spot that you did? So I just think that it's important to try to keep our little community, our area clean. I know that I have some time set aside to go pick up. I've seen some stuff on the highway, so I'm gonna go pick that up just to keep it clean so we don't have to keep having it. But I just want the public to know y'all missed a great event. And when many people are working, it doesn't take long to get it done.
Robert, do you know how many bags we collected?
I don't know how many bags per se, but I know that we pickup loads.
So I just think as a community, if you see something, just pick it up. I mean, it's hard, and I know nobody wants to do it. It's not their responsibility, but I mean, it's what helps keep our drainage waste clean, as well as keeps our community clean and prosperous, to make people continue to want to see what Evansville has to offer and move into Evansville, and keeps it just pleasing to the eye. So I just want you guys to notice that we did a lot of cleanup. It was awesome. If you weren't there, you missed out, but there's going to be other opportunities, I'm sure, in the future. If you just see something, just pick it up. Thank you. Yeah.
Have any additional public comments?
Well, I didn't have speech prepared. In fact, I didn't even think about it till I was here. And I thought I better just say thank you to the town of Evansville for 17 years of making my life good. I'm leaving the 24th. It's my last day at WLC. So some of you I've known a little bit longer than others, but it's been my sincere gratitude towards the town to make my life pretty cool for 17 years. So, but I need to get suntan, so Arizona is where I'm going. So
Thank you very much, Scott. We appreciate all the hard work you put in for the town over the years.
Thank you.
You know, you can always winter in Wyoming and continue to work.
You know, I thought about that, but it's still blowing. The wind is still blowing. I'm tired. I'm tired. Yeah, I'm gonna go down in that 110 degree weather right now. So that's gonna be a little more.
Do you have any other public comments? Public comments? All right, we have a motion to adjourn. Motion. And a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 7:43. Candace, you put me down for
Sweet. Saturday morning. So
one more than that, I'll buy you.
yes.